In this video, you will learn how to show your thinking when solving elapsed time math stories, and you will learn how to use a variety of strategies when solving elapsed time math stories. In this video, we will review how to use the following strategies: a T-chart, the zoom strategy, a number line, and mountains, hills, and rocks. Remember, you can use any strategy that is efficient for you to be able to solve elapsed time math stories. But to get you started, here are a few strategies you could try. The first one we're going to go over is the T-chart strategy. To use this strategy, first, write the start and end times at the top. On the left, list times that can help measure the time that has passed. On the right, list the minutes between the times on the left. Then add up the minutes on the right to see how much time has passed in total. In this example, you can see that they're measuring between the start time of 8:26 and the end time of 12:15. In order to measure the time, they first started with 8:26 and then went to 8:30 because 8:30 is an easier time to measure from. Then to 11:30, 11:40, 11:50, 12 o'clock, and 12:15. You can see that 4 minutes passed, then 3 hours from 8:30 to 11:30, and then between 11:40 and 11:50, 10 minutes passed. You can see how all the times on the right add up to a total of 3 hours and 49 minutes that has passed. This helps you break it down so that you're not looking from 8:26 to 12:15, but you're looking at increments that are easier to add together. The next strategy is the zoom strategy. To use this strategy, you begin by putting the start time at the beginning of the Z. Then, you put the end time at the end of the Z. On the top point of the Z, you're going to write the time to the next hour. On the bottom point of the Z, write the time to the hour closest, but not past the end time. Then, write the durations of time from each part of the Z and add them together to find the total time that has passed. In the example, you can see that the start time was 8:45 and the end time was 12:30. The zoom strategy was used to figure out how much time had passed between these two times. At the beginning of the Z, they wrote 8:45. To figure out the next part, you'd go to the next hour. So the next point of the Z says 9 o'clock, and you can see that 15 minutes has passed between 8:45 and 9 o'clock. Then, going down the slant of the Z, it goes all the way up to 12 o'clock, the hour right before the end time. You can tell between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock, 3 hours has passed. The final step is going from 12 o'clock to the end time of 12:30. On the bottom part of the Z, you can see that 30 minutes has passed. In final, you take a look at all 3 times that have passed and you add them together to figure out the total time that has passed. So, from 8:45 to 12:30, it takes 3 hours and 45 minutes, because 15 minutes plus 3 hours plus 30 minutes equals 3 hours and 45 minutes. This strategy helps you break apart the times into minutes and hours that are easier to work with. The next strategy is the number line. To use the number line, first draw a number line with the starting time on the far left. Move up to the end time by moving to the nearest hour and then making jumps in time that make sense to measure the time more easily. Then, add up all the time increments. In the example, you can see that the start time was 2:45 and the end time was 4:18. To measure the time between 2:45 and 4:18 would be pretty challenging without breaking it apart. The number line helps you do that. As you can see, there are some curves on the top of the number line that break the numbers apart. It's easier to count from 2:45 to 3:45, which is 1 hour, as you can see on the top. Then, they measured from 3:45 to 4:15, which is 30 minutes. And then from 4:15 to 4:18, which is 3 minutes. At the end, you can add up all of the times to see how much time had passed in total. That would be 1 hour plus 30 minutes plus 3 minutes. From 2:45 to 4:18 is 1 hour and 33 minutes. The next strategy is called mountains, hills, and rocks. This is very similar to the number line, but a little more visual using mountains, hills, and rocks. The mountains represent 1 hour. The hills represent anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. The rocks represent 1 minute. As you can see in the example, the start time is 7:30 and the end time is 9:02. To measure the time from 7:30 to 9:02 would be challenging without breaking it up. This strategy helps you break it up. As you can see, they put a mountain from 7:30 to 8:30 because that shows that 1 hour has passed. Then there's a hill to show from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Then from 9 o'clock to 9:02 is just 2 minutes, so there are 2 small rocks that represent those minutes. You can tell that from 7:30 to 9:02 is 1 hour and 32 minutes. The hills, mountains, and rocks make it easier to understand how these numbers are broken down. Now it's time for you to write your own elapsed time math stories and use different strategies to solve them. Remember to show your thinking. You can show your thinking using words, equations, or drawings. Try using different strategies to see which one is most efficient for you. Show your thinking to solve the math story in more than one way. Remember, it's ultimately up to you on which strategy is best for you. But take a look at the strategies in this video and give them a try.